Hi, I'm criminal attorney Aaron J. Boria, and today I'm going to be answering a question that I get all the time, and that is, how do I hire a good criminal lawyer? So right now I'm leaving the circuit court in downtown Detroit for criminal cases, and that is pretty much where you're always going to find me, is in the criminal courts handling the criminal dockets. And that's because I'm a criminal defense attorney, and that's about all I do. You wouldn't want to hire me for a landlord-tenant matter, I can tell you that. But if you got in trouble, I'd be a great person to call. Now, there are a lot of lawyers out there that claim that they practice in multiple areas of law, and some do it very well, but not all. I would be reluctant to hire someone that says they're a general practitioner, that does criminal law, landlord-tenant, divorce, wills, trusts, estates, on and on. If they really do all these areas of law, how good are they going to be at the area of law I need them for? That would be my biggest concern. So if you're looking for a criminal attorney, make sure that you're actually hiring a criminal attorney. So how much should you be paying for your lawyer? The price you pay for your attorney can be dependent on a lot of things. Some charges inherently are going to be more complicated than others, such as arson, for instance. Other things that are going to drive the price up will be how many witnesses are there that need to be questioned? How long is the discovery? Are there multiple videos? Is DNA involved? Are you going to need experts? Things of that nature will drive the price higher when you're seeking a good criminal attorney. In other situations, though, where maybe there's a low-level misdemeanor you're facing, like perhaps retail fraud, a basic misdemeanor retail fraud charge. In a situation like that, where it's not overly complicated, I'd recommend that you call 3 to 4 attorneys. Find 3 or 4 that you like, talk to them, get a good feel, see if they'll quote you a price. I charge a flat rate. Let's say that you get 3 or 4 flat rate prices from attorneys that vary from $1,800 to $2,500. In that situation, you know that that's the ballpark range. Now, if there's one attorney that is going to do the same thing as the other lawyers, and he seems no more competent, no less competent, but he wants $3,500, that attorney's probably charging you a little too much. The other questions you can ask when figuring out the price is, what is included? What are you getting for your money? In cases where I represent clients, I typically quote a flat rate that will cover everything they need up to trial. 9 times out of 10, a case is going to be resolved without going to trial anyway. So that's typically the price they pay. In the fee that I quote, police reports, video, those things are included. And in some situations, I'll include the motions as well. And if I don't, I'll let the client know what I think the likelihood is that they're going to need a motion and how much that motion would cost. Now, in the situation where we are going to go to trial, I typically will estimate how many days the trial will take, what I charge per day, and how much I'm going to charge them for that trial, or what I think the price is going to be overall. It should not be a guessing game. You should be able to have a pretty confident idea as to how much money you're going to pay your lawyer. If they seem shady, or they seem like they're trying to get money from you that was not discussed before, unless they have a good explanation why it wasn't anticipated, maybe they're not the right attorney to hire. I think this one should seem obvious, but do you like your lawyer? You should definitely like your lawyer. I've had clients tell me that their previous lawyers would not meet with them face to face, oftentimes wouldn't even take their calls, and would only text or email them. To me, that's insane. I need to be accessible for my clients. I have an office where I meet them. I give them my phone number that rings my office. I also check my email where my messages go, and I make sure that my clients get a hold of me. The other thing, too, that you should keep in mind is that, especially in cases where if you truly think you're guilty and you want some kind of a deal, your lawyer should be likable. Believe it or not, I guess there's some rumor out there that lawyers are not the nicest people. Well, that might be true, but they should be able to be a little charming or helpful so that if you need a special deal from a prosecutor, they can get it for you. Hiring someone that is just a complete is not always going to do you the best service. Make sure you like your lawyer. Make sure you hire a good lawyer. How do you know that the lawyer you're hiring is any good? The first place I would recommend you start is online and try Googling criminal lawyers near me or criminal lawyer and the city that you got in trouble in or the city that you need a lawyer in. Read their reviews. See what people are saying about them. How do you know the reviews are real? That's another question I get. When you read the reviews, use your gut. Do they sound real? Or do they sound like the same review written over and over? And are these people reviewing other people? Or is this the first and only review that person has ever written? That might be a red flag. So go through the reviews and make sure they're real. Another way to see if your lawyer is any good is ask around. Have other people use this lawyer, and what do they have to say about them? Were they happy with their outcome? Was that lawyer responsive? Were they aggressive enough? Was this a good relationship that they had with that lawyer? Those are great questions to ask your friends and family or other people in the community that may have used that attorney. You can also ask, and this is a great one, courthouse staff. They won't always tell you, but sometimes the guards, they're pretty good about this. They might be willing to tell you who a good lawyer is in that area that you could talk to. I'm criminal defense attorney Aaron J. Boria, and if you've been charged with a crime, think about calling me. I can be reached at 734-453-7806 or shoot me an email at borialaw@gmail.com. I've represented people charged with crimes all over the state of Michigan. I do jury trials, I file motions, and above all, I try to take care of my clients like I would if they were my own family. So if you've been charged with a crime, call me today, 734-453-7806. And if you don't, hey, I hope this video was helpful and I hope you find the right lawyer for you. Have a nice day.